Hey guys, it's Alex from 7th Hour Films, back again with Game of Thrones. Last time on Game of Thrones, shit hit the fan, basically. Pardon my French. But, yeah, a lot of things went down. We were introduced to Tywin Lannister. Here, let me check some of my notes. We had another tease about the White Walkers. Robert died. Joffrey's the king. Robert put in his will that he wanted Ned to basically rule the kingdom until Joffrey came of age. And what Ned actually wrote down was that he wanted his rightful heir to take the throne when they came of age. And technically, because Joffrey is not actually Robert's son, that would actually be his brother Stannis Baratheon, who they're saying like, yes, he's the rightful heir, but do we really want him? To where it's like, God, do we want him? If we're comparing, I don't know. Cut back to Jon Snow. Excuse me. We cut back to Jon Snow for the first time in a while, and he's not a ranger. He's going to be a steward. You guys pointed out that the guy he is assigned to is not the same guy that Jon said got his revenge for putting him in the stewards. So the guy who was all smiling and being a smug prick, that's the guy that placed him as a steward. But the guy that Jon is assigned to is a different guy. And he's, the Lord Commander of the Night's Watch. And like they even said in the show, they think that he wants to groom Jon for command, which is pretty cool. And then at the end, when Joffrey takes the throne, Ned confronts him, and shows them the will. Cersei rips it up, and it's a battle, and I don't know what's going to happen this episode. This is where I say no spoilers in the comments whatsoever. Let's please keep the comments focused on this episode of Game of Thrones and previous episodes that I've reacted to. With that all being said, let's get straight into episode 8. We're almost done with season 1. I don't know why it hit me just now, but yeah, we're pretty close to the end here. So, yeah, let's see what happens on this friggin' show. Did that say written by George R.R. Martin? Oh boy. It's an all-out war now.
Do you break anything? The scepter will have my head.
Poor people. Bringing Lannisters. Why are they just killing people?
The system knew perfectly well.
Oh my gosh. Oh no, is she gonna die?
Are you men or snakes that you would threaten a child?
Get out of my way, little man.
It's about to go down.
I'm Sirio for...
Wow.
And you will be speaking to me with more respect.
Kill the Bravosi.
With a wooden sword. This dude
Hurry,
rocks.
child, we are done with dancing.
What kind of wood is that sword made of? Good grief. Come on. Oh crap, now I broke.
Go.
Oh man. Ow. Oh man, I like that guy.
The Queen. Stay away!
Oh. That's why this episode's called The Pointy End? Great job, Arya.
I promise you, it isn't poison. Why is it no one ever trusts the eunuch?
Man, I don't trust anyone in this friggin' city. Except for Sword Dude.
What madness led you to tell the Queen you had learned the truth about Joffrey's birth?
Exactly. Come on.
The madness of mercy.
The wine slowed him down and the boar ripped him open. But it was your mercy that killed the king.
Oh.
I
Don't
trust you
put this
know
on
you're a
Ned.
dead man, Lord Ed.
Who do you truly serve?
The
Himself.
realm, my lord. Someone must.
Alright. Interesting character, man.
I want Maester Aemon to examine them first. You may be a coward, Tarly. You're not stupid. Get them inside.
Do you,
Well, you heard him.
are they still alive?
Commander.
maybe? It's a cool mug. I kind of want one.
Is there any word of my father?
Sit.
This is gonna suck.
I'm sure they'll be treated gently.
Now I want John to kick Jamie's ass. That'd be awesome.
Your father has...
The girl is innocent, Your Grace. She should be given a chance to prove her loyalty.
I mean, you're just saying that because of fucking Catelyn. Fucking people.
What will happen to him? That depends. On what? On your brother.
On Robb? I guess Robb is the next Lord of House Stark, isn't he?
If you should refuse to obey...
I won't refuse. His Grace summons me to King's Landing, I'll go to King's Landing.
But the other part...
But not alone. They've all sworn to defend my father, have they not?
They have.
Oh...
Now we see what the words are worth.
I mean... Robb, I don't know if that's what Ned wants. But maybe. I don't know.
You will not support us then? Do I understand you correctly?
But I'm hungry!
Soon, love, soon.
Catelyn, can we just leave?
The Knights of the Vale will stay in the Vale where they belong to protect their lord.
I mean, she's not wrong. She's really crazy and weird, but she's not entirely wrong about that, so...
Not only a bastard, but a traitor's bastard.
Would you just fucking slit his throat already?
Stop! Put him down!
God.
You'll hang for this bastard.
Could you at least, like, kick him in the nuts? Fuck that guy.
Ghost? What's wrong?
Oh yeah, something's gotta be
Someone out
really
there.
wrong.
Lord Commander?
Oh, they're alive. I freaking called it. Nope, it's still alive. What the garbage, man. Burn it. Yeah. That's what they should have done in the first place.
Ana Halisi.
Yeah.
Ana Asok Yerisikoshi.
Oh, it's about to go down. No weapons? He's still got like his sickle sword. It's like an Egyptian sword, which is cool. Ooh. Oh, ooh. Oh, don't eat it, please.
Me anawe me vestoy.
Thank you, Silver Lady.
Silver Lady.
Who are you?
Her hair is strange.
I am Nick.
Asafman Afasad Shek Mishrakriani. Aziza Anamaya Kiai.
Just go for it.
I'll not sit here and swallow insults from a boy so green he pisses grass.
That's a different insult. God, those wolves are handy. Alrighty.
Rob will free father. And I'll come back with mother. No, they won't.
I'm sorry, who are you again? Was there a Stark child I missed?
They were touched by White Walkers. That's why they came back. That's why their eyes turned blue. Only fire will stop them.
So it straight up is the White Walkers.
Have no fear, my lady. We'll shove our swords up Tywin Lannister's bunghole, and then it's on to the Red Keep to free Ned.
Sounds like a good strategy. Just shove a sword up his ass.
There's no mention of Arya.
No.
Oh, yeah. God, a lot's happened in this episode. Where is Arya?
Do you know what happened to the Targaryen children when the Mad King fell?
They were butchered in the sleep.
On the orders of Tywin Lannister. And the years have not made him kinder.
But
if you lose,
Daenerys still lives.
Your father dies.
Viserys lived too.
Time to meet my father.
I wonder when was the last time he saw Tywin?
And here we have Bronn, son of...
You wouldn't know him.
That's a good point.
May I present my lord...
Stark's son has called his banners. He moves south with a strong host.
Green boy.
God, we gotta catch Tyrion up on everything.
Run back to Winterfell.
Only if the half-man fights with us. Until we hold the steel he pledged us. The little lion's life is ours.
Tywin's okay with this, isn't he?
The scouts are...
Tell Lord Tywin, winter is coming for him.
Ooh.
20,000 Northerners marching south to find out if he really does ship gold.
Huh. That's weird.
Are you in the place of the traitor, Eddard Stark? It is the wish of his grace that Tywin Lannister, Lord of Casterly Rock and Warden of the West, be appointed Hand of the King.
Tywin Lannister?
Lastly, in these times of treason and
Dear
turmoil,
God.
it is the...
Do you have some business for the king and the council, Sansa? I do.
God, I'm nervous, man. What's up, Sansa?
As it
What
please your
you
grace,
got?
I ask mercy for my father.
He has to confess and say that I'm the king, or there'll be no mercy for him.
He will.
I don't think he will. Oh God, that's the end of the episode. I don't think he's gonna confess, guys. I have this sneaking suspicion that he's not going to confess. Jeez Louise. Should almost start a new recording. Okay. Things keep amping up. I bet you next episode, more shit hits the fan, probably. I should stay in frame, jeez Louise. Okay, that was episode 8. Another great episode. First off, we lost a sword dude. That sucks. I like the sword dude. But, boy was that a cool scene at the beginning. When he was swinging away, just beating dudes with full armor. Full armor. Metal swords. This dude beats them, most of them, with one wooden sword. That's so cool. Really love that. Where's Arya? Where on Earth is Arya now? Or where in Westeros? I mean, it's probably still Earth. Whatever. Anyway, yeah, where's Arya? Like, she escaped, which is amazing. But even, like, Varys said, like, he's not... Like, even his spies can't find her. It's like, whoa, how can you not find her? That's kind of your thing. So, there's that. I wrote down Varys because... Yeah... I don't know if he's necessarily helping Ned. Like, I don't know if he's actually on Ned's side. But he did give him the water and stuff like that. don't know. We didn't get a lot of Ned. We basically got the one scene where he was talking to Varys. And then there was another scene, like, Varys just walked in and woke him up. But that was it. He didn't talk in that other scene, so... Yeah, not a lot of Ned. So I don't know where they're going with that, and I don't know... Does Varys side with Ned, or does he side with the Queen? Well, he did say, like, because Ned sort of asked him too, it's like, you know, whose side are you on? And he said, well, I'm on the side of the realm. So maybe he thinks that Ned would be better, Ned's path is better for the realm than Cersei's. I'm sure it's better than Cersei's. So there's that. I wrote down Robb. We got a lot of Robb in this episode, which was pretty cool. We haven't really gotten a ton of him in the show yet. You know, he sort of, you know, has had a couple lines here and there, and, you know, they've pretty much just called him, you know, a boy trying to live up to his father. But here, while, yes, that's still continuing, you know, they're still calling him green, and says, he pisses grass, he's so green, which was a funny line. Yeah, but still, we got a lot of Robb really taking charge of the Stark house, and he is leading a war against the Lannisters, which is pretty crazy. Speaking of Lannisters, it's like, okay, I guess it kind of makes sense to have Jaime be the head of the King's Guard, or whatever they were specifically called, but, like, that makes sense. But to name Tywin Lannister as the hand of the king, that's crazy, man. Also, now that I think about it, they didn't include Tyrion in any of that. I mean, I guess they're still under the impression that Tyrion's not there, but then again, neither is Tywin. I don't know how Tywin's supposed to be the hand of the king if he's not there. You know, he's at war with Robb Stark. So there's that. And yeah, so why name Tywin the hand of the king? And why not give, because pretty much they all got a new title. You know, Jaime became the head of the King's Guard. Cersei, I guess Cersei doesn't necessarily have a title, but she's still the queen. And, you know, the mother of Joffrey. And Tywin is now the hand of the king, but they left out Tyrion, which is interesting. Also, they have an uncle. They just sort of brought that up, like when Tyrion went in there and he was like, uncle, father, and it's like, oh, they have an uncle. I mean, that makes sense. You just never hear about them, so that's interesting. I wrote down Daenerys and Drogo. Interesting that she doesn't really want, you know, she doesn't want the women to be mounted. She would rather use them, well, basically save them from just being, you know, raped and pillaged by the Dothraki. Which is interesting, and you can kind of see, like, in that scene where the one dude is complaining to Khal Drogo, and he's like, you can almost see, like, the gears turning in Khal Drogo's head, where it's like, well, this is the way we do this. This is war. This is what we do. And then he listens to Daenerys, and you can kind of see his brain moving. He's like, okay, well, maybe we could, you know, give it up a little bit. Like, maybe I should just follow the wife and stuff and that. But then you see, like, when the God's wife, I think is what she called herself, like, or the witch, as the guy called her, when the God's wife was like, hey, I can heal you and stuff, Khal Drogo was a little resistant to it. But you can see the wheels turning in his head. It's like, well, I don't know if this is good. I don't know if I should do this. But Daenerys says it's okay, and I should probably trust her. She's my wife and stuff like that. And again, I love their relationship. It's like, you know, at first it was just like, oh, well, here's this really big, muscular, powerful dude, and he's taking, this cute girl, just this cute foreign girl as his wife. But it's like, but it's not just that. It's like, no, they're like in a loving relationship. They love and respect each other, Like when she walked up, he was like, the moon of my life. It's like, that's adorable, man. So, yeah. Interesting, very interesting there. I wrote down the undead. Okay, at the very least, we're building up to White Walkers. Maybe not in this season, because we still got the whole thing with the Starks and the Lannisters, but they're building up to the White Walkers. And the undead thing was pretty cool, that they weren't necessarily dead. They were just sort of frozen. But it's not just that they were frozen and then they warmed up and then they attacked. It's that they just could not die. And they said, like, the only way to actually beat them was to burn them. And even Sam said that's how you beat a White Walker, is to burn them. That's the only thing that will kill them. Which is really interesting. So I'm very interested because, like, we have this conflict between the Starks and the Lannisters, and that's, pretty basic stuff. And then eventually I'm sure we're going to get a conflict between, Westeros and the Dothraki. So that's pretty cool. And, maybe we got some, like, dragon stuff going on with Daenerys. And then if at a point we bring in the White Walkers, these are hugely magical beings. At least I'm assuming. Obviously we haven't really seen them. But just from what I'm gathering in these 8 episodes, like, these are huge, like, magical beings. So that's going to be interesting. And then the last thing I wrote down was mercy, which seemed to be the running thing of this episode, was showing mercy. Robb was showing mercy because that's what Ned would do. Sansa is begging for mercy for Ned. All sorts of good stuff. And I'd probably talk... I would have talked a bit more, but this recording's getting a little long, and yeah. So I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up here. Great episode of Game of Thrones, and I can't wait to watch the next one. It's going to be really cool once I get there. Yeah, with all that being said, I'm Alex from 7th Hour Films, and I will see you guys next time. Take care. Alright guys, thanks for watching this video. If you want to watch more of my Game of Thrones reactions, I've got the full playlist down here. There's also some other videos over here you can check out, and the subscribe button if you haven't done that already. You can also follow me on social media, links below in the description. See you later.